late last night, and this is going to be a bit rambling. And for those of you who heard me talk, you expect no less. It's a funny thing about writing a book. How many people here have written a book? Raise your hand. Oh, good, good. I'm not going to talk about my book so much as I'm going to talk about the process of writing a little bit, not the nuts and bolts. Because if somebody said, Jerry, can you teach me how to write a book? I would never endeavor to try to teach anybody how to write a book. I have ADD, and that's how I have to handwrite my book now. Because I can't, because of the transplants that I had and time in the hospital, I can't type. So, I want to talk this morning real quick about legacy. And, it's a funny word, but it's one that when I give messages to people, I do one reading a week. I'm really focusing more on writing as opposed to giving readings. And by the way, thank you for the beautiful music and the beautiful singing. In case you didn't notice, I lip sync while they're over there. So I'm hoping people think it's me with the voice. But legacy to me is something you leave behind that has a lasting impression for a long, long time. And by the way, thank you for the energy. Your loved ones are starting to come through. And so some of them are going, let's hurry up, let's hurry up. Almost like a counting pony. Boom, boom. But it's a word that creeps into almost every reading that I give, this legacy. When loved ones come through, they thank the person for the legacy that they've continued to carry on. And to me, it's something you leave behind that has a lasting impression. If you're like me, hopefully you're not, I'm 70 years old and everybody's gone. The whole family, most of my brother, one brother, my mom and dad, all my aunts and uncles and my grandparents, they all passed in their 60s. So it's kind of sad that at 70 I have outlived everybody, right? And so there's nobody to ask about stories. There's nobody to ask about, my aunts and uncles are gone. There's nobody to ask, ladies and gentlemen, hey, how was Dad when he did this? How was Mom when she did this? There's nobody to leave stories behind. And I think that's what we're called to do. So I came up with 3 things that I think will help us with the legacy. And like I said, it's going to be a short talk. Leaves me more time for messages, right? So first, number 1 is a legacy that we're unaware of. And this is a legacy when we do things for the right reason, for the right to the people that we love, or even people that we don't love. It's almost like the golden rule. You can't go wrong with the golden rule that we just read. That's one of the principles of spiritualists. By the way, quick survey: how many people here grew up Catholic, and how many people are still Catholic? Down they go. There's 3 of us. Yay. I was going to go to Mass this morning and pray for all your sins, but I took a look at your sins and I don't have that much time. No, I'm just kidding. Just joking. So I see these things on Facebook. I don't know if Facebook is a goat rodeo. It's just a desert storm of emotions and political stuff. And I yearn for the days when people would show videos of their cat sleeping on a couch. Look, my cat's sleeping on a couch. I know that's what cats do. That was supposed to be funny in the right way. Okay. But occasionally you see on social media something of somebody doing a random act of kindness and just lifts you up. Part of that legacy is not taking this lifetime for granted. I believe in prior lives. Previous lives. I've had a past life regression. It makes sense to me. I've had it. Anybody ever had a past life regression? Okay, I highly recommend it. It explains an awful lot about me. And I'm kind of scared to know more about me because of the person that I am. But that's okay. So, first, the legacy that we're unaware of, that we do things at the kindness of our heart, that leaves a legacy that encourages other people. The second legacy is paying it forward. Doing things for people who need it. It's kind of like the first one. Doing things for people who need it, doing things for people who don't need it. We always look at somebody occasionally and say, well, that person doesn't need help. Everybody needs help. Everybody's going through their own stuff. There are so many people, I do so many readings for people who are just on the edge of a cliff, and they're ready to jump. I don't save them. Spirit helps them. So I don't save them. Jerry McDaniel doesn't save them. But everyone needs help. You know, when I'm at Starbucks, which I'm at an awful lot, even though I don't drink coffee, I drink their tea, and I always try to buy someone, Spirit will say, the person behind you needs help. I'll buy them, you know, I'll pay for them no matter how much it is. One time the person at the Jerry asked $21, I was going, $21, okay, here you go, I'll charge it. But you never know how $4 or $5 or $21 or whatever it is can help somebody. How many people go to Starbucks? Okay, so that didn't resonate with hardly anybody. McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's, you get the idea. My best friend, Paul, one of my two best friends, Paul's in the back, he's helped me with the books. He's just started rubbing his forehead, so he's ready. And the third thing that will really help a legacy, if you would buy my book. I thought that would be a laugh. So the last thing I want to talk about, because the Spirit really wants me to do a lot of messages today. A lot of people hurting. I don't heal you. We heal from within. Right. I remember when my father died at the age of, Dad died at the age of 65. My mom died at the age of 62, but she was an addict, right? Today we would use maybe oxys. Or we would use something like that. It was painkillers. The doctor just kept prescribing painkillers. And then 7 months later, my dad died of heart issues, which is probably one of the reasons I ended up in the hospital with a heart and kidney transplant. And there I am at my dad's funeral. And my dad used to be a baseball coach. He used to be a Pee-wee baseball coach. I don't even know if they had the Pee-wee leagues. I know my grandson plays, and they travel. And back then, you played in leagues. And at my dad's funeral, 2 of his Pee-wee baseball players showed up. Because everybody knew Mr. Mack. And in 2 years, they lost 1 game. And Dad was the first base coach. How many people like baseball? I'm going to try to get a survey here right with hands. Okay, that one didn't work either. Okay. How many people like living? Okay, that one. So he was on the first base. They would steal the bases like crazy. And Mr. Harrison, a great guy, would be coaching third base. And there is Timothy Jackson and David Williams. And 3 of his dad's players went on to play college ball. I'm originally from Memphis, Tennessee, so Ole Miss was a big college in the area. And so they were there, married with kids in their 40s, but I recognized them instantly, and they were there to pay respects. That's a legacy. That's a legacy. The last thing I'm going to say, do this. I thought about this last night as I was watching the Florida Gators win. They said it couldn't happen. Imagine you've passed, and you're looking down at your funeral or your memorial service or whatever. It's not a matter of how many people are there, because it's a matter of what they say about you. That's a legacy. Okay? God knows what they're going to say about me when I pass. Not looking forward to it. But ladies and gentlemen, it's never too late to start a legacy. It really isn't. It's just by doing things that nobody notices, doing the right thing, just by helping people that need help, and just by, you know, I tell people they have a beautiful smile. I do go to McDonald's sometimes, I must admit that. And if somebody says, oh, you've got a beautiful smile, that's probably the one thing maybe they needed. And the Spirit just says, hey, they're having a really rough day. They need a lift. And so it's never too late to start a legacy. Please think it over. Thank you for attendance this morning. And God bless, and look forward to giving messages. Thank you. Thank you for now.